to the pop culture cosmos.
And we're back with the pop culture cosmos. It's Cheryl Glassford coming right back at you here with the pop culture cosmos. Truly appreciate you joining me. Again, we truly thank you enough for all the years that you've supported us. Almost 500 weeks consecutively and counting, just as we get closer and closer to the big mile mark. Well, the milestone, I should say, and it is right there. We're right there on the cusp of greatness with 500. It's next week for us, but cannot thank you enough for supporting us. It is, of course, the Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcast. Cannot thank also as well enough the radio stations that have been playing us for all these years. It is immensely and greatly appreciated. So please support us wherever you can with a like, a subscribe, 5 stars, whatever you can, because we've been doing this for a long time. We would like to continue to do it more, but it won't be done without your help indeed. But it wouldn't be a pop culture cosmos without a good friend. It is, of course, the mastermind behind Humanican Media, the Happy Hoarder, the Plucky Gamer, and more. It is the guy that has been with me by my side for all these years, closing in on 10 years doing this for this specific show. It is my good friend. It is Josh the Great Peterson. What's up, man?
Oh yeah. You know what's funny is that the background behind you has more or less been the same since we started.
I
But
don't know about that because I moved different rooms when we started. This was
that's
in a
right. That's right. You did. That's right. Yeah, I remember. Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I was actually in the middle of a hallway when I started this.
Yeah. Yeah. But if you like go through the videos and like look at my backgrounds over the years, like it's gone through several different scene changes. I was in my bedroom, and then I was in the office in an office in our new house, and then now I'm in here. Like you can just if you watch the video, you can trace the evolution of my life over the past 10 years.
Exactly, my friend. I mean, this room used to be all pink because it used to be my girls' room. Because 10 years ago, they were, or at least 9.5 years ago, they were still using this as a playroom. So when they stopped using it, I just said, "Hey, girls, you haven't used this well. Can I take over?" And they said yes, and I've been able to. Well, it was a great day when I was able to change all this over, paint it up, and put up my pop culture, which my wife just like, "What are you doing here?" She even says that the other day, and she looks at my wall behind me, and she says, "What are you doing here?" It's again, it's an amalgamation of my entire life and what I do on pop culture and sports. I cover the Lakers, I cover pop culture, and it's an amalgamation of both. I'd like it, but I know it's not for everyone. But I know it's busy. I know it's got a lot of stuff there, but it's part of me and it's part of who I am and part of who I still want to be.
Hey, it looks good, man. You keep doing your thing, right? Like I wish I had a wall behind me where I can hang stuff up. All you get to see is that Santa Claus that's been sitting behind me for the past month.
That's true. That's true indeed. I didn't want to say anything, but yes, there it is. There he goes. Indeed. At least you don't have the Christmas lights still up.
Yeah, this is true. I didn't even put them up this year. Our lawn's so bad I couldn't get to the roof.
But it is the pop culture cosmos. Thanks so much again for joining us. We've got a lot to discuss, my friend, today, including some good things in regarding Crimson Desert and its early signs, both good and bad. Daredevil season 2. Your thoughts on that? Because you're still a big fan of the series. We go ahead and we'll. I still want to say we will honor Chuck Norris, rest in peace. But I know that a lot of people are not exactly in love with that, so we will explain why. And then, of course, MCU review as well. And then, of course, the controversy with DLSS 5. If you don't know what that is, we'll explain it, especially if you're into PC gaming. We'll go ahead and talk about that on the show as well. But first, my friend, we do have to discuss the big success story of the weekend, the biggest opening of the year domestically here. I know that in China they did have a release that was larger, but for the domestic market, this has been a great success story this weekend. And Ryan Gosling's Project Hail Mary took the box office with over $80 million, well above expectations, because I think the 60 to 65 was the expected take domestically. So this is well above those expectations. It's a big hit for Amazon slash MGM. So they are really excited about what's going on. It's Amazon's first big hit in a while. It's big hit, biggest hit ever for them, actually, quite honestly, until we see what happens with the James Bond series, is my guess. But your thoughts, my friend, on Project Hail Mary? I really want to see this movie. I've been trying to ask my family. They just none of them seemed just like interested. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and just watch it myself, hopefully as early as this week. Your thoughts on the big success? Good reviews for it. Ryan Gosling has to carry the movie a lot. It's similar in a vein to Castaway. I likened it to Castaway as far as he has to do a lion's share of the work on screen by himself, or also with a CGI character or practical character, whatever you want to say, that's in the movie. I don't want to spoil any, spoilers out there, but if you've seen the trailer, you already know what I mean. But your
So
thought,
Matt Damon, guys, it's his robot from Interstellar. He just kind of happened upon him in space, and the rest is history.
something like that, but it's actually more like a pet rock, in a way advanced version of that. And I'll just leave it at that. But your thoughts, my friend? Again, this seems to be a great success story for, most importantly, the directors, Lord and Miller, the creators of the Lego movies. We all know about the falling out that they had for Solo, a Star Wars story. And the fact is that with Lord and Miller, how should I say this? They've not done a live action movie in almost, I think, in over a decade. This is the first live action movie they've done since they've done the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movies. They're famous for that, so they've been very active. Their success story has been noted. I mean, they got into where they're at now based off the stuff they did in live action, and then they took it even step further in the animated world. They had the misstep with Solo, a Star Wars story, because they left that project with Star Wars, and I wish they kind of would have stayed in there. But your thoughts, my friend, on Project Hail Mary, the book adaptation? And it's been really, really a great hit for Amazon and MGM.
Yeah, I'm really excited to go. I want to try to catch this one this week. But the problem is, man, that there isn't people don't science fiction is like an untapped mine of like riches, right? People don't make a lot of science fiction movies anymore. We get superhero movies and we get horror movies, get the occasional romantic comedy, but the science fiction movies are few and far between. And you see something like this and you see that, like, hey, this can be done and it can be done really well. And Interstellar was a perfect example of that. But for some reason, these studios keep shying away from science fiction movies. I will say that, like, Ryan Gosling did a great job of promoting this movie. Like, he was making the rounds, and particularly his appearance on Saturday Night Live was really, really funny. But yeah, from what I understand too, Lord and Miller are already adapting the next novel in the Andy Weir's book series. I'm not 100% sure what it's called, but yeah, I mean, I'm really, really excited to go see this movie. And and it's crazy to, like, I didn't even think to look at the box office numbers, but over 140 million on opening weekend. Like, that's crazy for we're in March and no movie outside the Chinese box office has even done anything close to that.
And it actually is an up year, because we're overall better than where we were this time last year, and it's actually pretty good comparatively. That's what tells you it's just been a lot of steady stuff that's been thrown out there that hasn't flopped, but hasn't hit big until now. And like you said, $140 million worldwide outside the biggest movie outside of some of the Chinese releases that were debuting or thrived during Golden Week. This was absolutely one of the best things to happen to the movie theaters this year, and definitely something that you and I have to check out. And again, strong reviews for it. I think the only thing that people detract from is it's a little long. It's 2.5 hours long, so I think a
Then
lot
The
of people.
Martian was pretty long too, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, The Martian was pretty long as well. So again, outside of that, they say that Ryan Gosling does carry the movie himself and takes, like I said, he takes a load of it by himself. And that's something you have to go ahead and consider really strongly as far as when you go see it. That it's not just Ryan Gosling, the guy that so many people admire or whatnot. It just he goes there and shows you what he can do acting wise. This is a performance where he has to carry quite a bit of the movie, and in doing so, a lot of the narrative, a lot of the scripting, a lot of the stuff is based and put on his shoulders. And in order for this movie to be a success, he has to get away with it. And he has to carry it, and he does a great job apparently in doing so.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it looked like an ambitious movie from the get go, but I mean, as I'm seeing more footage of it, and hopefully I'll get to see it this week, but it looks like this could be a contender for award season for sure.
I hope so. As we've seen with Sinners, and we've seen with a couple other movies, Dune, I believe originally was an early year release. The original Dune Part One, it is a movie that hopefully will be thought of well later on in a year from now when the awards comes out for these movies. So we'll see what happens, but I just wanted to make sure everybody knows that when it comes to the box office, that the box office has been doing well, but it really got a boost this past weekend with Project Hail Mary. And I wonder who got that on their fantasy team. Hmm.
Ha! Good call, man. Good call.
I'll just say this: it's been a high and a low for me for fantasy because I well, basketball wise, that my bracket was destroyed this past weekend. I want to say rest in peace and say our memories and thoughts to my NCAA tournament bracket because that got destroyed this past weekend in a dumpster fire. So
Nice.
but I do want to also say that I am disappointed in what is it? MLB The Show, which has always debuted strong, always gotten solid 80s across the board. It's being trashed. It's got a 66, man. So I'm gonna have to pull out one of my alternatives. Yeah, I just blew me away. It's an alternative on one with me and TJ, and I think with you and I, it's one of my top 10. And I don't know what happened, man. I don't know what
Dang,
happened.
man.
But yeah, well, so much for that. But again, it is of course Project Hail Mary. Great news at the box office. Over 80 million here domestically, over 140 million worldwide. A big start for this series. And this you can't make this I don't think into a sequel or trilogy or anything. Like this is a self-contained story, but like you said, with Andy Weir and the fact that he wrote this earlier this decade, it just people are now he and of course The Martian, he now has an established history of well made adapted films along with it. So the next time he puts out a book, it's going to be pretty high shopping for what he has to offer next time around.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely indeed. So let me know your guys' thoughts out there on Project Hail Mary. Have you gone to see the latest as far as the big box office hit, of course, within Project Hail Mary? Please let us know your thoughts on Project Hail Mary. Have you enjoyed it? Did you get a chance to check it out? Please let us know. Popculturecosmos at yahoo.com. But my friend, there is more to discuss on today's show. Yes, again, the weekend box office, again, dominated by Project Hail Mary, Hoppers, Durandar the Revenge, also actually came up big. Ready or Not 2, Here I Come was, I'd say disappointing because it came in fourth behind Durandar the Revenge. They were hoping that it might come in second place, but it doesn't look like that resonated with audiences. But yeah, there you go from there, but still some big numbers. Scream 7 is now achieved over $100 million domestically. It's one of the, it's actually the probably the biggest hit of all the Screams. So yeah, some decent numbers out there from the box office, but I know that we're looking forward to more when it comes to the box office. So I can't wait to see what's going on there. When it comes to movies that you're excited for, is there anything you're getting in anticipation for? Because I know it's still over a little over a month away, but you know, the May season of movies is coming around the corner. Is there anything that you're seeing that coming out that you're enjoying, that you would love to see? I know that Dune Part 3, that trailer dropped last week along with Spider-Man Brand New Day. And while Spider-Man Brand New Day, the trailer hit record numbers for in the first 24 hours as far as viewing.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. And seeing Frank Castle on there, dang.
Yeah, I kind of think Dune Part 3 looks a little better to me.
You know,
Sorry.
the Dune Part 3, like, I don't know what's going on in this movie. Like, are they so I've read the book and I've seen the old movies. So there's a lot in there, and I'm what I'm seeing in the trailer is showing me that they have definitely are cutting things out that was in the book, you know? Because like there's no allusion to, I mean, and I could be wrong because the trailer is very vague, but there's no allusion to what Timothy Chalamet's character marrying Florence Pugh's character.
Mhm.
They don't really allude to that at all. And then they show like this dark version of Timothy Chalamet's character. Like, what is going on? There's not enough detail in the trailer to really understand what in the world could possibly be happening in this movie.
And again, it's still some of the themes are based in Dune Messiah, but I know for entertainment purposes and Hollywood purposes, it was changed quite a bit. It's been changed and altered. So we will see again. I don't know what to expect either. So I just know that Gurney, aka Josh Brolin, and Rebecca Ferguson's as Timothée Chalamet's mother, those roles have been reduced quite a bit for this picture. Jason Momoa is coming back, and people are wondering, well, didn't he die in the first one? He did, but he gets resurrected per se with a clone, I guess, and the clone may not have the best of intents as far as is concerned. That's all
Yeah,
I know.
Lucas guys, man.
Yeah, so that's something obviously to be interested in, and I know that Jason Momoa's son is actually part of this movie as well. So Robert Pattinson is the villain in this movie, so it'll be interesting to see this whole mix. You know, if you don't get your fix with the upcoming movie with Robert Pattinson and Zendaya, you're going to get them later on in the year as well. In fact, actually, he asked Zendaya while they were filming the movie upcoming together that they're doing together, hey, what about those Dune movies? And I guess that got the ball rolling as far as
Oh,
getting him in there. So, yeah, it doesn't hurt to ask on the set. Hey, what about
no,
those Dune movies, man? They look
yeah,
really good. Can you get me an in? Can you get me an in? So sometimes it's not what you know; it's who you know. Here we
yeah.
are in Hollywood, my friend. But again, your thoughts on that, or also as well, Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, which featured, of course, Tom Holland's Spider-Man character. He is trying to reestablish himself as the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and it also shows efforts to see what happens between him and his best friends, and of course, Zendaya's character and Jacob Elordi's character. They're interacting, and you know, of course, they don't remember who he was based off of Doctor Strange's spell.
Do you think
Are
we're
you?
gonna the Hulk in there at all? I know we saw Bruce Banner, but are we going to see the Hulk?
Yes. Well, he's got the thing on his wrist that's supposed to limit that, but I would imagine somehow that limiter on his wrist preventing him from being the Hulk, that will be somehow miraculously taken off at some point, and the Hulk will appear.
Because it's been a while, man, since we've seen good old Hulk in action.
When is that universal thing being lifted? Can somebody just be clear and just give an update? Just say, look, okay, if you want a Hulk movie, it's going to come here at this point. Just come on. Just this is childish. Just Disney, just let us know the year we can look forward to a Hulk movie once again.
So it's looks like they are widely to believe to have expired back in June of 2023. So I wonder what is going on there.
I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I mean, I would have jumped on that with a Hulk movie, especially the way the MCU has been floundering. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Anyways, yeah. I mean, it looks good, man. I'm curious, like, what part Frank Castle is going to be playing in this, because obviously, like, there's Tom Holland and Frank Castle know each other based on him swinging by and telling him saying "Go home, Frank."
Yes, and of course his response was to shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, to shoot Spider-Man. So we will see how that lays itself out. And he can't be as over the top vulgar, for lack of a better word, in this movie than he is normally, like in Daredevil Born Again 2, which we'll talk about here in a second. But yeah, it's just interesting to see how this gets itself laid out. And that's also one thing I want to mention, because it was talked about as far as I don't see Kingpin as mayor in this film, and I don't hear much in regards to Charlie Cox's role, if any, in this film, which I don't get it. Just spend the money to go ahead and have them interact with each other in full. I just don't understand why you don't take these opportunities to do so.
Yeah, because the Hand seems to be a pretty prevalent force in this movie. So why would you have the Hand and not have Daredevil in there in some form?
Again, it spend the money. You're going to make 800 to $1 billion, 800 million to $1 billion on this movie. Yeah, as far as that's what you're going to get. It's expected to take, if not more, and to just not be able to get this whole thing together. If it doesn't work organically in the story, I get that. I understand that, but it's hard to believe all this stuff is going on without Daredevil presence in any shape or form.
Yeah.
Kingpins as well. So
yeah, I don't and maybe there's some weird like legal things between the book, the shows and the movies. I don't know, but like, yeah, it seems everybody wants it. Just give it to us, man. Like, why? We don't want the Punisher in this movie. We want Daredevil. Give it to us.
I mean, you've had Charlie Cox in the movie. You've had his character in the movie, in the previous movie. So I just don't get it. I don't understand it. It just makes no sense. Give the people what they want with a full-on Daredevil underlying, and because you're already in Daredevil season 2, and let's go ahead and segue into that. Daredevil Born Again season 2, which comes out this week on Disney Plus. You're already alluding to the fact that the Defenders are getting back together, or they're coming back on screen and interacting with Daredevil, starting with Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage has been talked about, and coming back into it, and Iron Fist as well. So again, it just seems like you're getting all this stuff together, but try to go ahead and work with Sony on making it a cohesive blend, a cohesive fix, because you can't realistically have these stories take place in the same universe, take place in the same time, and just one member of all the Defenders, aka Frank Castle, be, or he's not officially a Defender, but Frank Castle relating to Daredevil, just be there and not everyone else. It just seems kind of, you have to stretch your imagination pretty far.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I know Charlie Cox has repeatedly denied not being in the new Spider-Man, but Who knows? Maybe with this season of Daredevil, we'll figure out, something will explain where everybody's at, what's happening. But yeah, I mean, there have been rumors of Finn Jones has stated he is coming back as Iron Fist. I don't know about what's his name,
Luke
Cage.
Cage.
I don't know about his actor. Jessica Jones, we've obviously seen is coming back. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see like what happens next, because Daredevil Born Again was only contracted for Charlie Cox was only contracted for 2 seasons of Daredevil Born Again. So I'm curious, like they're obviously, it'd be dumb to discard this character. He's so stinking popular. So what would you do with him next?
Oh, in recent months, Luke Cage actor Mike Coulter has cryptically talked about on social media a possible return to the character, aka it's probably coming. So,
Good, 'cause we don't want him back in Halo. That was a pretty bad. That character was terrible, man.
Well, what are you talking about here? Halo the series?
Wasn't he in Halo? Wasn't that the actor that was in Halo? He played the John Locke, right? In Halo 5. Wasn't that him?
Oh, yes. As far as the Halo games, so they're talking about Halo
Yeah,
series.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah. You had me shuddering there for a second when you bring back the Halo TV series, but like you said, Halo 5 wasn't exactly his shining moment as well. But that was the way, it's because his character was presented. I think in that case, it just everybody wanted more of Master Chief, and it's tough when you're being introduced into this world, and this world's already been established by another character. That was kind of a faux pas on the part of I think what. Uh, 343 at that time and Microsoft Studios. So yeah, absolutely. Don't get me started on that whole thing, because that's going to take us down a dark road that I don't think we want to go down to. But I do see a reunion of the Defenders at some point. But it just, again, Sony dish out the extra bucks. Marvel, Disney, go ahead and do what you can to work out cohesively. I just want cohesion. It just makes more sense. I mean, you cannot tell me all the stuff that goes on in that's these big battles with Spider-Man is going to do with the lizard, or whoever it is, the Hand, or whoever it is that's going to be involved in this film, and not have more presence with not just, of course, the Punisher, but the rest of the Defenders as well.
Yeah.
But again, we will wait and see. But again, if you have seen the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, Dune Part 3, again, I kind of like Dune Part 3 a little better. That's just me. But I'm still going to see both. And then also as well, of course, what's going on with Daredevil Season 2, Daredevil Born Again, which comes out this week. Please let us know, popculturecosmos@yahoo.com. But any last thoughts, my friend, before we hit the break?
Hey, what do you think? The all the kids in the school I teach, they're talking about this movie called The Back Rooms. Have you seen anything about that? Or it's like there's all these videos being posted online of like saying like, people wandering around something called the back rooms, like they're like back rooms between realities and stuff. And a YouTuber has made like a horror movie out of it.
Well, it's A24, of course.
A24, yeah.
Yeah, that's coming out. It's coming out. It's got a Christmas release, which I'm assuming they will change, because if it says December 20th on here, as far as release date, but I think that'd be absolutely mind-numbingly stupid to do, on the fact that right now you've got Dune 3,
Yeah.
and a little Marvel movie, aka Avengers Doomsday, like right there. So I don't know what they're going to do, if they're actually going to release that. But yeah, I've seen this, as far as the trailer for it. It's like at least the first glimpse of it. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I think, as far as A24, it's got the clout behind it. They love those kind of weird, off-putting movies. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with what's the back.
So I guess my question here is, though, do you think that it'll get, so Minecraft did amazing numbers because it was held up on the shoulders of YouTubers and people who engage in that stuff, going to see it over and over and over again. Do you think that this is going to have similar legs?
Would you equate it to the Blair Witch Project in some small way?
I guess so, but I mean, this is like there's a video. I think it's based on a video game that is.
Gee, what are the odds now of that happening? Pretty high.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's a creepypasta horror story from
mm,
4chan. So I mean, and I guess same thing. Like, who knows, right? Like, what the internet has become a really weird place, and when we have influencers and content makers making actual things that people can engage in outside of the in movie theaters, like the possibilities are endless, man. Who knows this could completely change the box office, I guess.
It can. So if you have thoughts out there on the Backrooms, the very interesting project A24 has right now scheduled for, oh no, it says May 29th. It says May 29th on one, then it says December 20th. Oh, okay, so it's May 29th. It's been moved back from December 20th, 2025. So my apologies on that change. May 29th is it's gonna come out Memorial Day weekend. Challenging Star Wars. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, if you're interested, checking it out, that's why the kids are into it, because it's coming out here in a couple months. So let us know your thoughts on Backrooms, Pop Culture Cosmos at yahoo.com. Yeah, just that's interesting indeed, my friend, because again, you have what's there with the Backrooms. A24 looks like it's going to be a Memorial Day weekend release, so I'm interested to see what happens as well. See, I'm interested to see if this is a new type of way of presenting horror to an audience.
Yeah, right, exactly. So I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna see it, but like it's got me curious.
It's got me curious as well. So go ahead and check out the Backrooms, the video right now, as far as on the trailer, and then let us know your thoughts. Popculturecosmos at yahoo.com. But before we head on out, man got me a few things to discuss, my friend. Wanted to go ahead and discuss DLSS 5 for you PC gamers out there. Not now, but down the road at some point in time, DLSS 5 may be a thing. It's already on DLSS 4, 4.5, I think, with all the updates and whatnot. But DLSS 5 is the next evolution of, I guess, the AI shading and lighting tool that has caused a lot of controversy when it was introduced around the GDC here not recently. And I'll just say this. I showed Josh the video for the first time, as far as the demonstration video here before we went on the air, and DLSS 5 to PC gamers has been across the board vilified. Basically, what it does, it can take an existing game. They had representations of FIFA, of Resident Evil Requiem, of Harry Potter Hogwarts, games like that, and it totally changed, oh, Starfield, and it totally changed the looks of these individuals, as far as is concerned. Especially, it also takes care that lightens up the background, brings detail to a lot of inanimate objects as well. Your thoughts, my friend, when you saw that DLSS 5, because a video. So I want to hear that your thoughts on it, because again, it is causing a lot of major controversy right now. In order to get what we saw, you have to run it on some 5090s, and as you know, 5090 is the preeminent graphics card right now out in the marketplace. And you and I together probably couldn't sell both of our homes and still be able to afford one. So I don't think we're there quite yet for a regular general audience. But the fact that it was shown off and was so vilified shows you a lot of people are both interested and scared of what's to come as far as what AI can do.
So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this, though, right? It's like it doesn't bother me that much, but also like it does bother me. Like it feels, watching the video and seeing the shader go by, and all of a sudden it goes from this like weird, this clearly video game looking character to something that looks like it's taking place in real time. Like it is a it seems like it's cheating to me, you know. So like how we're able to determine jumps and graphics from one generation to another pretty easily up until this point, right? PlayStation 5 and PS4, like they're you can see the differences, but they're not drastic. Anyways, how are you going to be able to tell, right? Like how are you going to be able to tell it this is cheating? Like it seems like, oh, as long as I have this turned on, everything's going to look real. So when you go to what does this mean for you know
Yeah, got you back, man.
Okay,
So
yeah. So I mean, it just it feels like cheating, you know, like when the Game Awards, right? They made a big deal out of like not using AI and things like that. So like, where's the lines here? You know, like again, like it doesn't bother me that much. It actually made Starfield look a lot better. Like it'll probably do wonders for Bethesda games, but
yeah,
it'll,
that's what I'm saying. I was like, we can't
yeah,
argue about Bethesda's characters and then have something that makes it more realistic and saying, what, I don't like that. In that case alone specifically, I think I would agree in using it, or at least I would turn it on if I could.
yeah,
But I know that for a lot of other people, especially the Resident Evil, I think the fact that Leon and the female lead character, yeah, they were both changed dramatically. Getting a 5 o'clock shadow for Leon, or making him actually look like a late 40s guy. I
yeah.
think that was probably too much for Resident Evil fans to handle.
Yeah. Well, also like all the characters when the shader went by, you could see they all had like their pores and the little like crease lines in their foreheads and things like that. So it does make it look a lot more real, but also, we got to think about this too. Like, is that what the creators of the game intended to happen? Like, are there going to be uh what would you call like a copyright infringement for having this thing turned on, right? Do developers want this system attached to their games?
Exactly, and I know a lot of people were talking about the FIFA one as well with the soccer player, and seeing his abs jiggle
Yeah.
was not exactly what they wanted to see.
Mhm.
That's funny too. It's kind of funny as well. So maybe a little too much indeed. But again, I want my video game characters to look more realistic, but to see Mario, that this could evolve into Mario or Zelda popping out with like a whole bunch of like
Oh my
aftergrowth.
gosh. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So I'm not sure I'm ready for that, to go that far. But again, if you're playing on PC, I wouldn't worry about it just yet. For 99% of the people out there, DLSS 5 is something that it was just a tech demo. And it's something that maybe I think will be introduced later this year. But again, in order to access it and really get use out of it, you need a really workhorse PC, which right now is pretty damn expensive to go ahead and dish out that money for at this point in time. It just does not seem like it's going to be something that's going to revolutionize the industry until it's able to go ahead and reach a lot more of an audience.
Yeah, yeah, I 100% agree.
So, what is your thoughts out there on the controversial DLSS 5? It's something again that has really gotten a lot of people up in an uproar, a lot of PC gamers up in an uproar. Again, it does provide a shell shock for those who have long viewed the certain games like the Resident Evil games and whatnot. It was like, I didn't know Leon could look like that. So again, if you do not like it, or you do like it, please let us know. The AI slop is the actually words I've heard a lot used with it, so that'll tell you already all you need, a lot of what you need to know. But if you have any thoughts on DLSS 5, and if it's the wave of the future, or if it just should just wave on by and wave goodbye, please let us know. Popculturecosmos@yahoo.com. Well, my friend, while we're on the subject of video games, wanted to talk to you about Crimson Desert, which came out last week. I know we touched on it a little bit, last week in advance. The reviews came out and they're solid, my friend. If for an open world game, it does have its bugs, it does have its issues, but came out with a solid 78, I believe, on Metacritic, if I remember correctly. But that wasn't good. That wasn't good enough. So we're at a point, my friend. So get this: we're at a point where a Metacritic, which is I guess a combination of all the different major sites and what they score these games as. So the 78 is the median score for it. Came out, and the stock of the company that made this game fell by 30% that day. That's the type of effect these things can have and Metacritic can have, and I was just like blown away by it. But yeah, it's a good game in most people's estimations. But can do a lot of things. It does a lot of things. It has a lot of combinations and influences to it, from open world games like The Witcher to boss battles like Bloodborne. It really has a lot of things mixed into it, but and it sold $2 million, 2 million units within the first 24, 48 hours or so. So that's a good start for a game like this. I just don't know if you can call it a success based on what we've seen so far, my friend, from Crimson Desert.
So it kind of makes you wonder, though, with like American gaming publications have traditionally not really been fans of South Korean developers. I mean, look at the Stellar Blade controversies, right? Like they have, and you know, I don't think any of the characters are over sexualized in this game, but it makes you wonder: are people genuinely not enjoying the game? Like, is it just because they made a game that takes longer than 20 hours to beat? Is it like, what is it about the game? Everyone's saying that there's too many things to do in it, and some of the mechanics are frustrating, but it sounds to me like the game is taking so much crap, but it sounds to me like there's more good in the game than there is bad. So like the it doesn't really make it doesn't make sense to me that they're bashing, saying the game's good and bashing it, and then the game's also sort of like getting a bad reputation, like
Yes.
it looks beautiful, it looks really great. Like I
The
plan to play it.
vistas are really good. Yes, the draw
Yeah.
distance, I really like that.
So is it like a political thing, and not political in the fact of like, Republican and Democrat, but political as in like this is outside, South Korean developers are like outside of the big gaming developer circle that takes place in the United States? Is that a reason, or like what is truly behind this?
Well, I know it has the usual open world, yeah, I guess, debuting features, my friend. It has a lot of bugs, first off, which is a problem. We, again, with as you and I have seen, how many countless times have we seen open world games be brought out into the marketplace and upon its initial release have a lot of game breaking or damaging bugs that really prevent it from being able to be fleshed out. I know that a main story has also been talked about as far as not being as complete, I think, as the general reviewers would like them to have it be complete. And then the side stories, I guess they wanted more fulfilling, but also the control scheme is a little bit complicated as well. I
Yeah.
think
It sounds like they're gonna fix that though too. Like it sounds like they've had a lot of feedback on that.
I hope so, because that's what the major thing is deterring me from it is reason why I didn't drop 70 on it is because of the control scheme. I need something that's simple. I need something simplified, and if I don't, I'm going to lose interest real fast. I just will not play it. I just won't continue to play it if that's the case, and that's something I don't want to go ahead and have to. I don't want to have to fight the controls. I don't want to have to remember the certain sequences, because like you said, you and I get very limited time to actually play video games in our lives these days, and when we do, I just want something I can easily get into and easily get out of, my friend, and that goes for the control schemes as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, and again, like we have all these games that are like amazing games, but none of them ever work correctly coming out the door, like just traditionally, you know. And I guarantee you, like in a month, this could probably be a completely different experience, and all the things that the IGNs and polygons or whatever spent time like bashing on are probably going to be fixed. So it just seems a little bit unfair, you know.
But again, they didn't rate it bad. They
No, but
rated it
it's like
good.
IGN just gave it a 6 out of 10. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's not good. Like I'm getting to the point now where I don't like IGN because everything has an agenda at IGN. So but like I trust Game Informer. You know, I think that they're a little less biased, and they seem to approach it from both sides. But yeah, I mean, I hope I'm gonna play it this week, and I'm hoping that it's good, but we'll see.
We'll see, my friend. Lee, please let us know your thoughts on Crimson Desert as you get into it. And if you guys have thoughts out there on Crimson Desert yourself, please let us know. Popculturecosmos@yahoo.com. Well, my friend, there's still a little bit more to talk about on today's show, but I did want to set this part of the show. We're going to get a little, I don't know. Hopefully, we will not get in hot water. I mean, we want to be around another 500 or so episodes. So yeah, please don't add us on it. But we do want to approach the subject because anytime that there's a major entertainer that passes away, we have to go ahead and I think approach it. And I think would be negligent if we didn't. And in this case, that reflective of a lot of my early teens, my early adulthood, as far as seeing him, as far as what he did, and that's to say Chuck Norris, who passed away last week in Hawaii after a brief, I guess, illness or brief issue. He passed away. Uh, we thought he might live forever, but no, that's not the case. Chuck Norris, again, you cannot deny that the success he achieved in the martial arts world, achieving several degrees of black belts in several different various forms of study within the martial arts world. And then, of course, his introduction to the world basically in the great Bruce Lee, one of his movies, and then basically evolving later on into the 80s and becoming one of the preeminent action stars. There was Stallone, there was Schwarzenegger, there was Jean-Claude Van Damme, and would their A24 is redoing Bloodsport. Just to give you an FYI, I heard that last week. And then on top of all that, there's Chuck Norris and his films. His films were not for the aesthetically pleasing. If you were looking for award-winning fare, you need to look somewhere else. It was simple, straightforward. Chuck Norris either blows you away or blows the black guys away or beats the snot out of them. So my friend, Chuck Norris defined an era of time in the movies where again they were a little bit simpler time, a little bit more straightforward, but people were clamoring for it. I mean, I was interested. Invasion USA, I still remember him destroying a shopping mall within a matter of 90 minutes. Again, I expected the one-liners from Chuck Norris. I expected just the basic go out there, beat the bad guy and whatnot. I understand what he did later on in life. I understand the political division that some of the things he said and did caused or what was represented by him or his character. I get that. I understand that. I and I can't ignore it. But I do want to also remember the fact that he was an iconic part of the 1980s and early 90s with him. And then, of course, his success in TV later on for over a decade, as well as cannot be discounted as well.
Yeah, it's weird because like if you look at all these actors in Hollywood, like every generation of actors has like a different view on like politics and stuff. And I've kind of learned to just like tune it all out and enjoy art for what it is. But and I look at someone like Chuck Norris, right? Like I would say that like he's a pop culture icon, like he defined an entire, like you said, an entire era. I remember growing up watching Walker Texas Ranger and like going over to my grandparents' house and seeing my grandpa's watching Chuck Norris movies again, like he was he defined an entire what 10 plus year 20 years, I guess, of action films. And that's why everyone was so stoked to see him come back in the Expendables, because they're like, oh yeah, Chuck Norris. And then we had meme culture for 20 years ago was all about Chuck Norris memes, right? Like, Chuck Norris doesn't sleep, he waits, things like that.
What would
And
Chuck Norris do?
what would yeah, exactly. It's funny. So I've two things here. One, I saw Chuck Norris at Bell County Comic Con last year, and like I sat there thinking to myself, I'm like, man, he looks really like frail. Like it's hard. It's like because right now, like I see my dad, right? I see my dad. I'm like, my dad looks like he's aged, and I've noticed him aging, but he's always just been like this immortal dude to me. Same thing with Chuck Norris. Like, I saw Chuck Norris at Bell County Comic Con, and he's frail, and he can only sit at this table for a couple hours, and he had to get up and like go rest and eat and just make sure he had people taking care of.
He had people taking care of him. Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. And
Because they're
all
like, oh,
right. Yeah. Got you back. Go ahead.
as I was hold on one second.
I got you. All right. And with Chuck Norris, again, like you said, his legacy for what he's been remembered for, by many, it's going to be remembered. It's going to be remembered for a long time to come. I can't say I blame you as well. But
If
yeah,
you
your thoughts. I mean, just like you said, he had a lot of handlers taking care of him at the Bell County pop culture event.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't even like see my internet was going out. Yeah, but yeah, it was hard to see that. And it's funny because like I was looking at you see that and you start to wonder like why do people age? And I was like, well, listen to a podcast and those guys talking about like, hey, the reason that people like get older is because your cells can only multiply so many times before like it could kill you and all this stuff. But it's I don't know, it's interesting. You see it's hard to see your heroes get older, I guess.
That reminds me of my dad, and first time I saw that when we were at WrestleMania at the Anaheim Pond, and I just him getting up to the upper rafters, and I spent the whole 2 hours, 2.5 hours looking at him, and not. I don't remember anything of that WrestleMania I went to. All I remember was being concerned of the fact that I had just been so concerned about his health because he was already suffering at that point in time from COPD. So I get it. I mean, when your heroes throughout your life, they start to age and get to a different stage of their life, and it kind of comes as a shock to you. So absolutely,
Yeah.
I can't say I blame you indeed.
Yeah.
But Chuck Norris again. Uh, I don't want to discount the politics. I'm not trying to discount the politics. I'm just only trying to focus in for this show. We try to avoid the politics as best we can. What Chuck Norris brought to the industry in movies and television. And I still have that iconic image of him getting out of the big truck with Uzis and just
Yeah.
blowing away
Explosions
terrorists.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I remember through a shopping mall. And then when he ran out of bullets, he would go and beat them silly and give them the kick of doom, which he was most notably known for. So again, if you have any memories of Chuck Norris, again, please don't add us, of anything bad. We're not trying to go ahead and discount anything that he said or did later in his life, but again, for a lot of people, millions out there, he was a great source of entertainment for years. Again, please let us know your thoughts, popculturecosmos@yahoo.com. But before we head out, the MCU review is still live and kicking. Where are we headed to next, my friend? After I think we were on the where are we on? We passed the
You
Avengers.
did. We're on Iron Man 3.
Yes, Iron Man 3. Okay, this is the one with the kid. Uh, I like the banter between Robert Downey Jr. and the kid. I know the kid comes off as annoying to some people, and I can see why. And now he would kind of freaked everybody out in Endgame when he became an adult and he was there. It's like, who is that guy? Oh, that's the kid from Iron Man 3. Oh my God, I'm so old.
The writing's so clever though, right? Everything ties back together in the end, which was really good.
Yeah. And I thought that banter was good. I thought, this the movie itself is not that great, as far as the whole Killian, thing, as far as the different bodysuits, and then what they had to the stuff that they were intaking to, as far as the bad guys are concerned, the cult, that has, and then what Gwyneth Paltrow, her character goes. I didn't like that part of it. I don't think it's very well thought out, that part of it. I think what makes this movie is the banter between Robert Downey Jr., the kid, and the Robert Downey Jr. and Don Cheadle for me. That's what made the movie for me, and that's the only reason I would ever go back and watch it personally.
So yes, I agree with you because the director Shane Black, right? He's kind of like
Mhm.
the American version of Guy Ritchie. He does the fast talking dialogue, right? The clever jokes. Like I thought Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was an absolutely fantastic movie with Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer. Um, that was
And
one
I'm
of
not
his.
trying to say Guy Pearce was bad
No, no,
Eldridge
absolutely
Killian.
not. Yeah, no, it was a different type of movie, right? It was more grounded. Like it was more. There's less superhero spectacle and um, more, I guess, just like down to earth type of things, right? Like most of the fight scenes he only had a few pieces of armor on. Like I can't remember any part in the movie when he had the entire Iron Man suit on.
Because he
You
was
know,
switching from Iron Man suit to Iron Man suit.
yeah, but even when he was like freeing what he was like trapped right inside that basement and all he had was like the glove, right? And he's having to like swing around with the glove and you think he's in the Iron Man suit and he's actually just controlling it from the boat. But yeah, I mean, it was a different type of Iron Man movie. It wasn't great. This was the first like post Avengers movie to come out and everyone was expecting it to be like, yeah, we're coming off this high right now. And I think in many eyes, it was disappointing in that aspect for people.
But you did get your first glimpse of the Mandarin with Ben Kingsley, who has embraced the role. He was great in his role then and earlier this year with the Wonder Man. He and Abdul Mateen, that was the movie there again. Because again, they're back and forth. Their bromance made that series. If you check it out on Disney Plus.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if you've heard the rumors, but Ty Simpkins is allegedly coming back in either Doomsday or Secret Wars as Iron Lad. So I mean, that could be really cool too, because like I mean, honestly, like, and this is gonna sound bad, and it's not political or social comment, but Ironheart was just not good to me. Like I did not enjoy it. But so I'm open to the prospect of another Iron Man, or maybe like under the reins of different writers, Ironheart could be good. But I don't, I think where the MCU does have room for more Iron Man.
Should Mephisto have been introduced in that series?
Oh no, no,
I
they
like
don't.
Sacha Baron Cohen as Mephisto. I just don't think it would should have been in that
That's
series.
not Iron. That's not an Iron. That's not an Iron villain. Like he's a Mephisto is a Doctor Strange villain. Why would you introduce him in a Disney Plus series? Like that's like a top grade bad guy. That's a Thanos level threat. Like why would you introduce him in a Disney TV show?
Again, I just would have preferred. I like Sacha Baron Cohen as an actor. I really think that even when he deviates from his Borat characters or Borat style characters, he does a really good job as a really underrated actor. And I just think it was just misplaced. And with the pizza joint and all that stuff, yeah. Again, don't get
Yeah.
me started with that. So again, it is, of course, though, Iron Man 3. If you have thoughts on it, I just want to ask. Just let us know. Popculturecosmos at yahoo.com. And I know that Josh has another MCU review on the way here, but also on the way next week. It's a iconic week for us. 500 consecutive weeks for us doing this, our 500th episode. I'm going to try and think of something special or something at least different out of the norm for us to go ahead and do. But my friend, we're on the cusp of 500. Any last thoughts before we head on out?
It's been a roller coaster, man. Like I said, like this been doing this through many phases of life, many stages of life, many seasons, and it's crazy to see even like how pop culture has changed, right? Like we went from when we first started this, everyone was still going to the movie theaters, right? This was pre-COVID. Everyone's going to the movie theaters, buying up video games and DVDs and things like that. And now we consume media differently. COVID happened. People don't go to the movies very often anymore. They stream things. We have the advent of streaming, digital services. Like everything has changed so much just in the 10 years that we've been doing this.
Absolutely, my friend. It has changed, but we look forward to many more weeks to come, the Pop Culture Cosmos, in reporting it to you as well. So for Josh the Great Peterson, this is Gerald Glassford. It's another beautiful day in paradise right here in the Pop Culture Cosmos. We thank you for listening. And here's hoping you have yourself a great day.
Welcome to the Pop Culture Cosmos.